right. Welcome to a mini episode of Waiting to Dry, our brand new format for this show.
Hell yeah.
My name's Sergio Lopez.
I'm Josh Lawyer.
And we're trying out this new thing where we're trying to do some quicker episodes to, I guess, fill in the gap between our main episodes, and just so that we can get around to doing more of the regular things that we don't get to do when we have a guest normally.
Yeah, they like to talk about themselves. Not cool.
Such bullshit. Yeah.
So I don't know how to start this thing.
Yeah.
It's like I'm brand new all over again.
Right, yeah. Well, I guess they talk about the format a little bit. So one thing we wanted to do is just take a topic and try and flesh it out, kind of like what we do with our regular solo episodes, but I guess try and dive deeper into them than maybe we would otherwise, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes in that regard.
I just realized I wrote like a couple notes down in my sketchbook, and that sketchbook's in my car, and MJ's using my car.
Oh, really?
Because she crashed her car.
Oh, did she?
And it's totaled.
Oh, shit. No wonder. That's why the car isn't there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Good times. Go back to the format.
Right. Yeah. We're not allowed to discuss our lives on this format of the podcast. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll discuss an art topic most likely, and then we'll try and take a listener question and try and answer it as thoroughly as we can.
Yeah.
And then finish it off with talking a little shit.
Yeah.
So, all right then.
The idea is to get one fan question, like kind of dive deep in it, right?
Right.
If possible.
If possible, yeah. We'll try and choose one that we can actually get into.
And then
that means no cereal questions, although maybe we could.
Cereal, like milk and flakes.
Yeah.
Do we have one of those?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, now I remember. I said Captain Crunch.
Yeah, but you meant what did you mean?
Honeycomb? Wait, no, not honeycombs. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah,
that's my shit. But yeah. So the first topic is a topic you had.
Yeah.
Kind of in the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to say what that is?
Yeah. So just basically about security, security versus freedom, and valuing it over, I guess in art, I guess in your career, valuing security over freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember my first note is that I wrote. I don't know how far on my notes I'm going to remember, but I remember the first thing I was like, I think we probably have to define what you mean, because it's like, I mean, those are two broad ass terms, like security and freedom. I mean, freedom and specifically, I think you can go down weird avenues, such as like technical ability is freedom, but it's not necessarily it's not countering secure, because I think when you sent it to me, you said like security versus freedom. So in my head, I was like thinking of how those two things might be like foes or some shit like that. Yeah,
I guess how I mean it is more like, I guess in your artistic expression, like choosing, I don't know, safe topics, for example, for your art versus safe meaning like safe financially maybe. Versus like the freedom to just really just explore your own like mind as much as you want without worrying so much about that.
I totally didn't think of this.
Well, I'm curious to know where you went with it.
I was just thinking. Well, there's similar like kind of things, but I was thinking of like security meaning the ability to like the literal term of like what does it mean to be to have security, and that meaning like a house and like your next meal, you don't have to worry about that shit, and like stowing away like some like shekels for like a rainy day kind of scenario.
Right.
Where like freedom seems more, it almost seems like in my head I was kind of going through like the ant and the grasshopper story kind of.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like one is kind of pursuing like to live free, and the other one's kind of storing stuff away for a rainy day. Kind of similar to like that.
Right. Yeah.
Those two storylines based off of like, then I was thinking like, oh, if I, the counter would be like, how would I define freedom? Would be almost like the ability to not be bound to anything, or
right. Yeah, I think we're kind of on the same
I think
page as
I
far as
probably
that goes.
looked at more of the I guess it's the same thing. Yeah. I think I wasn't thinking of it in a creative way. I was more thinking of like, if you, I don't know, like getting a job. I mean, I guess it's similar, like getting a job in art rather than pursuing something you actually want to do. So like working at, I don't know, like a fucking, I don't know, graphic design place, or like
teaching or whatever.
Or teaching or something, rather than trying to pursue art that you think is worth doing or something like that.
Right.
Which I don't know, maybe that is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's part of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I was just thinking because of just why people get into art as a career, like what they're trying to accomplish with it, and just like that balance between like how free are you going to allow yourself to be in the pursuit of what you want to achieve as an artist, versus like juggling like, okay, well, how am I actually going to be able to do that and not starve, kind of.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's weird because they both like I feel like they're not necessarily they're not against each other. I think they can be in some ways. Like if you do take a job that you hate, that is creative, and it kind of sucks your will to create. Right. And then you're not creating on your free time. I think that happens to some people.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I think that can, be a deterrent where security has kind of won this battle over freedom. But I think if you plan and you kind of like think, if you're like, if you're very aware of it and you're kind of strategic about it, I think you can use both of these, I don't know, concepts. I don't know what the fuck to call them. Words. To like for your benefit, it's like, I think they kind of play off each other in a weird way. Like you don't necessarily want to be too secure. That was like another weird exercise I did for this thing, was I was trying to think of like the most extreme versions of people, not necessarily art related, but like, what does it mean to be absolutely free, and how does that usually turn out versus like, how does it look to be absolutely secure, and how does that turn out? Right. And I thought like freedom in general seems like if you give someone unlimited amount of freedom, it's the like rich kid that does Oxy. Do you know what I mean? Like
sure. Yeah.
For the most part, I'm not saying, I mean, we're talking like stereotypes here, but the most freeing or free to do whatever they want person seems to be a kid with a very wealthy family who kind of is allowed to wander the world without punishment. And a lot of times it seems to end horrifically. And then vice versa. I was thinking the person who focuses on security the most was someone who is like the company guy, who like works his whole entire life, puts his money in his 401k, and then, it's like a very, it's very much not a life that I look like, that I am like, oh, that's a good life, or like I want that life at all. Right. Because I think it's very, I don't know, cookie cut, or I don't know.
Exactly.
It's like a preset life.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just you're kind of like gonna do it, and then you die, and then you're like, cool. Now my kid can follow in my footstep and do. It's like I don't know. There's not much like what I think is value added to the earth other than you can fill a slot of a job
Right.
for a
Yeah.
long period of time.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think if you're an artist, you can use, you can use both, I don't know, to help each other out in a weird way. Like I work a shitty job that I don't like
Right.
to pursue art, in a way that I think it hopefully works out. But it's never like I never lose sight of that, and it kind of allows me certain freedoms because of that. Because I have financial kind of security, it allows me to not give a fuck about my sales, which is a freedom in my art.
Yeah. A huge freedom. Yeah.
But I don't know. And then it's also sometimes artists that take the biggest shots based off of their kind of ability to believe in whatever they think is important and like pursue it hard. Sometimes that allows you security. Like sometimes that really works out for you where you are doing something in a realm where no one's maybe doing something or something like that. And it allows you to be a very successful artist.
Right.
And in turn, you then get financial security by being a very prolific, whatever artist. So I don't know. I don't think they necessarily are foes, but I think they can be
Right.
in certain circumstances. I don't know. That's roughly, I think, my notes I had. Well, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, the way I was seeing it was because, like, I don't know, I've kind of came to conclusion in a way that security is mainly an illusion, like that you kind of construct for yourself. I guess more as a self-preservation, but like in the creative field, especially, like security is so fleeting, or like you can get lulled into a false sense of it really quickly.
For sure.
And so, yeah, even though I feel like I just like my personality is somebody who craves security in a way that I've learned not to trust it over the years, just because of like just how everything is so volatile. Like how I used to work at a concept art company for a couple of years before going into fine art full time. And the main reason that I just like abruptly went to fine art was because of the recession of 2008 and 9, and that's why that company went under. So, and then there was no place to go, like to try and find another like secure job in that point. So I was just like, all right, well, if I have no security already, then I might as well just go the freedom route for that. And like just over time, just never knowing where the next paycheck is going to come from in like terms of selling paintings and stuff. It's just like you just learn to live without that security blanket.
Right. Yeah. That was one thing I thought about a little bit while thinking about this topic. Was kind of this. There's this statistic I've heard kind of thrown around. I'm assuming it's true, but I don't know if I can know. But the idea, this number that like there's like some ridiculous number of Americans who have like less than $500 in their bank account, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it's like it's some ridiculous number. So they're pretty much one emergency away from being fucked.
Right.
And if you think about that number, like, I don't know, let me just throw out a number of like, let's say it's 80%. I think it might even be higher, but I might be wrong. Let's say 80% of the population in America was like one emergency away from being fucked. And then you think about like the amount of people who aren't pursuing something they enjoy, like the number of people that overlap on that fucking whatever the circle thing is.
Right. Yeah. The Venn diagram.
The Venn diagram, yeah. Is probably ridiculous. And to think that like everyone works their ass off for security, for that idea of security, and you're all one fucking mistake away from not having security, as in like a home, a next meal, a fucking little bit stowed away. Like being one mistake away from that seems unsecure, like like crazy insecure.
Right.
So I don't know. In a weird way, it's like if that's what you're pursuing, it might be a huge flaw, and you might be fucked at the end. So why not pursue something
Right.
that you actually want?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think is what you were saying.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's also partly like just to bring it to artistic things. Like, when I get into a painting series and if I hit on something that really works, like just not only creatively, but financially for a while. Right. And then all of a sudden, like just over time, it either like I'm just not as into the paintings or just the general audience isn't either. It's like, well, I thought I was going to be secure in doing this series over and over again. Right. And then, not secure in that either. So got to figure something new out. And so this, if you get too caught up financially in thinking that what you keep on, if you keep on that same track, then it doesn't keep going that way. It's like, well, now you have something new to be insecure about and have to figure out something new to work on instead. And like, I guess in that way, the freedom to not be locked into something can come to can be an advantage in that regard as well.
Yeah. I think we probably have different ways of thinking about things, mm-hmm. like in that realm.
Probably.
And I think there's a bit of it. I don't know if it's a bit of it because I have like my job that allows me to kind of not care about that so much. Mm-hmm. The actual selling of the art.
Right.
But I don't know. I think also the fact that you do cherish comfort much more than I do.
Probably. Yeah.
Which to me, I don't know. Like I'm always like, I don't know. Sometimes like for me, I'm always like, what would happen if I just burnt my house down? Not necessarily like actually burn my house down.
Right. Yeah.
But like this idea of like, what if everything went away? Like, wouldn't that be kind of fun? Like, wouldn't it be like exciting and like like I get bored too easy. I think is what it is. So in my art too, it's like if I'm too comfortable, I'm like I need to, I don't know, figure out how to fuck this up or how to make it harder or whatever for myself or like this is kind of getting a little yawny or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Yawny is not a real word. I just didn't know how to make it. I just made up a new word for boring. So, you're welcome, people. We're getting it long here. How are we on time?
18 minutes. We're fine.
All right. Yeah. I just don't want to fucking make a mini-sode 2 hours long.
Right. No, we won't.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I never had that issue of I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know. I'm always trying to do shit that probably doesn't make the galleries happy.
Right.
Not on purpose. I'm just like, I want to go this direction.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's like I know exactly what galleries want me to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
oh yeah.
I could do that, but why would I? It's so fucking boring. And maybe that's the flaw of most artists in any genre.
Probably. Yeah.
You know, it's like we're like 2 steps ahead of like everyone in a weird way because that's how we think. We're like, like this is boring, and everyone's like, this is fucking awesome. And you're like, yeah, I know, it was awesome 2 steps ago. Like,
right.
We're already
exactly.
like trying to figure out. You know, it's like everyone's trying to catch up to the artist. I think a lot of times.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In almost all art forms, I think.
Yeah, in a way, I think that that's kind of what the function of the artist is in culture, anyways. To be the person to look to for the future, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But I also get bored really quickly too, just with everything in life, really, a lot of times. Yeah. So yeah, but at the same time, that's where like my craving of security comes in. Yeah. Where I can handle it longer.
I think I enjoy chaos way more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I do not enjoy chaos.
It's like my favorite thing. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you ever listen to an album like 2 years after you listened to it and you didn't like the album at first, but you accidentally hear like a song, you're like, damn, what song is this? This is really good. And you're like, oh, that's that album. And then you go back and listen to it, like, holy shit, this was so good, but just like a year or two too early or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. That's for sure happened to me. I'm trying to remember what, but yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Talking about albums.
Yeah, there you go. Sweet segue.
Sweet segue, bro. So we have a fan question. Not fan question. I feel like that's weird. Listener question.
So this was by Andrew Patrick Watson Art.
Andrew Patrick Watson Art.
What are some of your shout out? What are some of your favorite album covers artistically?
Okay, so I know I'm a big. There's like a album cover I always like a lot. It's very simple. It's by the fuck is the band? Modest Mouse.
Okay.
Work that one out. It's like a light green background with just white arrows. It's very simple. Big fan of that one.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Big fan of
probably this
Childish Gambino. You ever seen Redbone, the Redbone album?
I'm so not familiar with. Oh, I can see why you like this one. It's got. It basically looks like the arrows you like to use.
Yeah, I also just like it aesthetically. Like I like how clean it is.
It's
like I can't tell if the green looks right on that screen, but it's like it's usually like a very bright green.
Oh, probably not. This one looks like a very sort of drab olive green.
Yeah.
But the album cover is for, or the album is for Good News for People Who Love Bad News is the name of it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Good album. Yeah, Redbone. You know Redbone?
I know the song. I don't know the cover.
You might know it when you see it. I feel like
it's
like a blue lady.
Oh, okay.
With like a thing around her neck. I think.
Yeah, almost looked like a slinky.
Yeah. I was really into that album. I remember I was watching Atlanta, and he has like the album art on something or like in something, and I was like, that is a fucking awesome image. What is that? And then he came out with that album and was like, oh, okay. He promoted his album. Yeah, I don't know.
Were there any that made an impact on you as a kid or like
the issue with music is it's just like, I don't know, like those album covers, if I look at them now, I don't like them as much.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Limp Bizkit album cover.
Yeah.
You know, that Mirror One did. Or I didn't even listen to Korn, but I always liked their artwork.
Right.
Who else?
I'm trying to remember one.
I know Audrey Kawasaki had an album cover.
I don't know if you remember Camp Lo's Uptown Saturday Night album cover.
I don't know.
But it was like a bunch of people dancing in a like.
What's the album called?
Uptown Saturday Night. I don't look at it now and think like it's like amazing art or anything, right. But I always like the image of it.
One I could think of is the Outkast one. I don't know if it's Southern Playlistic Cadillac Funky Music or
Clemini.
It's the one where they're dressed like pimps and there's a Cadillac.
Oh,
yes, Southern Playlistic Cadillac
that's
Funky Music.
The first one, right? Yeah.
I always liked that one, but then I look at the art now and I'm like, oof, that's really bad.
I didn't even know it was a art. I thought it was just like a picture. Let me see if I can.
No, it's their album cover. Oh yeah, I know this album cover by Camp Lo.
Oh wait, is this the right one? It's like just their faces and
no, not that one.
Or maybe it's AT Aliens.
Oh yeah, maybe no AT Aliens. Isn't that where the guys like this? Or it almost looks like the Mirror one. Like he has like a
might be.
hat and like I think it's like blue and green.
Yeah,
ATL.
yeah. Or I think so. It looks very like
Yeah, they're not that one, but
early
that
90s-ish.
that one I was into that one, but not as much.
That's got to be Gemini then, right? I don't know.
Let's see if I can find this bitch.
Well, here's that
here we-
Gemini
Yeah,
one. It's
Gemini.
pretty bad.
That's the one.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Lens flares. Oh my god, it's got everything you wanted
got
in a
everything.
early 2000s, late 90s.
So bad. Yeah, Gemini. I remember when I saw it, I was like, damn, that's awesome.
You're right.
So good.
You're right.
And then I look at it, I'm like, oh. How was the AT Aliens? Like, is it better than that one?
I think so.
You're probably right. Oh, yeah.
Not by a huge margin, but still.
Yeah. It's probably the same artist, maybe.
I don't know.
They look like a
might
B-grade comic book artist on both.
For
of them.
sure, yeah. Well, this one, yeah, the AT
B-grade.
Aliens is supposed to be like a what album Image album or Image Comics. I don't know if you remember that
Oh, yeah,
company.
they have
at
the
all.
little, like, corner thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be like a comic book cover, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's too many. And Nirvana had the like baby with the dollar bill. That
Sure.
one was always like caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
The Dookie or whatever the fucking one is.
Oh right,
Green Day.
Green Day. Yeah.
That one I always liked. I don't know. None of them like really were that big though. To be honest, like I was way more into rap when I was like, young. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still into rap. My fucking Spotify thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like your music this year was rap.
Yeah. Yeah, I never looked at I can't say that there were that many that I looked at the art as being something that was like really impactful on me early on.
Yeah,
Other than like, I remember some of the early Mirror One stuff being cool to look at just because that was the type of art that I was into at the time.
I think there's a Rozelle album cover. I don't know if you remember Rozelle.
Yeah, I remember Razil, the beatboxer guy.
Yeah, I think he had an album cover. His head was like,
Oh, like a robot kind of.
yeah,
Yeah, I do
one
remember
sticks
that.
out.
Yeah.
Matt Corby, he's like a new artist, like a modern day artist, and I actually like one of his album covers. That one sticks with me.
Well, maybe it wasn't a robot. I don't think maybe this wasn't the one I was thinking of, but
Oh yeah, that's the one.
oh, it is.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought there was something else that.
yeah, me too.
Oh wait, no. You know what I'm actually thinking of is the Method Man to Cal 2000. It was like kind of around that same era, but it's like Method Man kind of looking like the Terminator. I think.
Matt Corby Resolution. That's one I actually really like. That's
Okay.
pretty like it's a newer album.
Corby Resolution. Let me check this out. Oh, okay. Oh, I like that.
I remember seeing him being like, "Damn, that's good." It's like some good actual art.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember any of the albums, but like the ones that I actually like more these days are probably more like indie bands and stuff.
Yeah,
They-
for sure.
Yeah. I guess my taste is indie now when it comes to art. I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, did you do that Spotify thing by the way, real quick? I guess.
Spotify thing? How do you do
Yeah.
that?
Do you have Spotify Pro or Plus or whatever?
Oh, no, I don't.
I don't know if you need it, but I think you do.
Spotify Premium? No.
You haven't been seeing everyone's stories where they're like, "These are my 5 artists of the year," or whatever.
Oh, is that what that is? I
Yeah.
had no idea that's where that even came from.
Yeah, they did something, and then you could like get a weird like they showed like all these like add this to your story, and it's like almost somewhere like the breakdown of the hours you listen to music.
Oh, okay.
So I think mine was like 30,000 this year, but the most I listened to was I think 2 years ago I listened to 40,000 minutes, not hours, minutes. I was like, damn, that seems like a fucking lot of time. Just,
It does, yeah.
but yeah,
Well, I mostly listen to music on the YouTube Music app, so I don't know. I don't think they have that on there, but
I don't know.
do you ever listen to podcasts on Spotify?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, I just listen on iTunes.
Yeah.
But that's the reason I know album covers.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I don't know how Apple Music or whatever is, but Spotify, like if I put it on, it'll they kind of blast the album cover a lot.
Right. Okay.
So
yeah, YouTube Music just basically pulls the cover that they used for the on the video itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's because you were saying earlier before we started this, I don't know any fucking album covers.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, I'm sure there's a ton of album covers that are fucking awesome.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
That I either can't think of, know, or just don't know in general.
Yeah, there's all like the classic rock covers and stuff that everybody knows, but I don't know if they ever really did that much for me artistically.
Yeah, yeah, and then there's like the classic, like, where the artist is just there trying to look deep.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
whatever, cool or
right.
whatever it is they're trying to look like. But yeah, I don't know. That's that.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings us to our last mini segment.
Yep.
Which
talk some shit.
That was quiet.
Yeah. For once. Yeah.
Yo, DJ, run that shit back.
You want to talk some shit?
But this kind of ties into what we just ended on, which is
okay.
For my little rant is that artists need to stop taking themselves too goddamn serious.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
true. Yeah, but I'm curious to know what brought that up on.
Just fucking Art Basel.
Oh, okay.
I think there's like you get bombarded by artists. I don't know. There's a bit of a seriousness to it, which, don't get me wrong, like I take my art very serious, but my persona in art, like that thing,
right,
is what I fucking hate. Like,
right.
Like, you can enjoy life, people. You don't have to look like cool all the time or fucking smart all the time. I mean, listen to me talk. Half the shit I say is dumb. I said Yawny as a descriptive word.
Yeah. And he didn't mean the singer.
Yeah. But I don't know. I didn't. This is literally something I thought of today. Is just like, we're supposed to talk shit. I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah.
It's like, this fucking. All I'm trying to do is figure out, just tap into the thing that makes me angry while I'm on social media, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Motherfuckers taking themselves too serious. I mean, I love art. I fucking take that, the creating of art and the, I don't know, ingesting art, maybe. I don't even take that serious. I'm always shit-faced drunk, having a good time at an art show.
Right.
But there's just a bit of like some artsy fuckery that that's something I just hate. Yeah, I don't know. I know there are people that are kind of attached to my circle of friends that I'm not friends with, but they're always in a weird, moody, angry kind of like, I don't know. Like whatever, at like art shows and things like that, they're always like just trying to be edgy and kind of like
right. Yeah.
What it reminds me, it kind of goes back to like that security thing. Like that edginess is all bullshit. It's like there's no one fucking. You want to know who's edgy? The people in prison who will like kill people. Like that's edgy. That's literally, and they don't give a fuck about some artsy person who thinks they're the bad boy of the art scene
for
or
sure.
some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
You're the, I don't know, people that think that they're somehow the artsy, brooding fucking art person. I'm like, relax, learn how to laugh. I mean, it's literally the issue with like hood motherfuckers. You're like, do you guys not have a good time?
Yeah.
You guys are too busy trying to look tough.
Right, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Just have a good fucking time. You crazy people. I don't know how
that shit's gay, yo.
I don't know how that shit exists in the art world.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's my rant.
All right.
Hit me, Sergio. Talk that shit.
Well, I don't know if this is a thing that actually happened or is happening, but I heard that they're
or fappening.
or fappening. Yeah. But I heard that they're gonna go over your guys' mural in Roseland.
Oh yeah, that would have been a way better thing to fucking talk about.
Well, yeah, like the reasoning. I mean, I just saw this because Vanessa sent me a what do you call it, a screenshot from Reddit, the Santa Rosa Reddit thread.
Yeah,
and somebody, I don't know where she got it from, but I tried to go on to the Santa Rosa Reddit and saw it gone. So
it's there. It's hidden. I don't know. You can only find it through like a maze.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well,
it's very mysterious.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
very upset.
All it said was just like the mural is getting painted over with the logo because 5 people complained.
Yeah, I posted that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. No wonder.
Yeah, I'm fucking pissed. Yeah. So the only reason I wrote 5 people complained is because that's what the fucking people told us. They said 5 people complained, and then this company called the CDC, who's like who's a part of our government, like of Santa Rosa small government.
Okay.
They manage that property until it kind of becomes what it's supposed to end up.
Okay.
And those people are punk ass bitches. First of all, I mean, I've talked to when we unveiled it. Those people were there, and they tried to talk me into that shit was bad. And I was like, no. I was like, this is what it means. And they're like, but some people think it means this. And I'm like, well, those people are wrong.
Right.
And they're like, who are they? They could talk to me. I could explain it. Or if you talk to them, you can explain it. But there is, I don't know. Santa Rosa isn't ready for good art. That's pretty much what it comes
right.
to be honest.
Yeah.
It's crabs in the fucking barrel bucket, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It is people who suck at art. Like they really suck at art, but they've worked to get themselves in a position where they can gather funding through public art. And they think that because they put in that footwork, not based off of skill, but only based off of networking,
right,
that they deserve to do public art and no one else does. And so this wall that no one else was trying to do and we did, once it went up, these people got fucking mad. And they pretty much put together a campaign because they know the ins and outs of how to do this shit, how to work in that system to take that mural from us.
So it's basically the same people that complained in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm almost positive that they're the people that are going to put up that fucking logo. Yeah. Which is such like, oh my God, like that. I don't even know. Like that just shows you everything you know about like Santa Rosa politics and it's
like
so garbage.
The art scene in general here.
I just want to I want to fight against that so bad. I have so many remember where we wanted to go against the what's the art thing?
Yeah, the art trails thing. Yeah,
where you go like art fails and then we just have anyone that's a decent artist to
open up their house and do like
we'll do like little speakeasy.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I still want to.
Which it still sounds super fun.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think just pointing a finger and making fun of all the fucks in this city that think they're artists, but are just not at all. They're just money grabbers.
Exactly.
Is the move. You can't just, I'm like, I can't fucking, I'm going to do only, seems like I can't work for anything that has anything to do with the city here. So if you're a private business in Santa Rosa, hit me up.
For sure.
Other than that, murals aren't going to be an option in this city. But now it's like, now I want to redirect my anger and make it into like making fun of them and then not letting them in.
Right.
You can't be in the cool circle. You're in the lame, like because all those people hate each other too.
Oh, how funny.
They all hate each other. They're all cutthroat. They're all garbage. So it's like,
makes sense if they're that cutthroat. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like what you're saying, crabs in a bucket, pulling each other down.
It's weird. It's weird having to interact with these people. The little I've had to do, you're like, wow, they're worse than the fucking guy that went over my shit. To be honest.
Yeah, that was actually one of the things I said. Like, it's almost more like it would almost be more of a noble like conclusion to your mural if like it was just vandalized just straight up rather than like going through some different avenue of.
I should go vandalizing my fucking self.
Yeah, no shit.
All I'm saying is if that logo gets some white paint splashed on it, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know.
You didn't hear it here, that's for sure.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah. Public art's a tricky.
Nothing, and you will never be anything. Never.
It's a weird thing. I mean, I don't know. It's a weird thing when people are, I don't know. They're not even fucking artists, to be honest. If you look at what they're doing, you know, when people make fun of like abstraction, say my 5-year-old can do that. The 5-year-old that can do that abstract is making fun of those people's work. If that makes any sense.
I think so.
The 5-year-old doing the Pollock is looking at that guy's work going, wow, that's real shit. My fucking, I don't know, my 2-year-old self could have done that.
Right. My little brother could do better than
that. Yeah. It's really bad. I mean, just think of the public art in our city. Mm-hmm. How angry does that make you?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's their fault. And there's huge budgets to be had. That's the shittiest part. Is there's big budgets for art in Santa Rosa. I mean, they just put out a call for artists recently for like $250,000, some shit like that.
Oh, did they?
Hopefully they get something good out of it, but I highly doubt it because they make bad decisions because the people that are in charge have no fucking taste in good art.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And
they just go with who greases their palms.
Yeah, it's just who they know. Who's
right. This
is the relationship I've built. You know, cool. That's who I'm working with.
Right.
It's like, I don't know. It's depressing. And then some shit. Me, MJ, and fucking Hippos donated all our fucking time and some of our money into that shit. And then some fuckface who's jealous of the attention or I don't know why, all of a sudden works their ass off to fucking
right.
Didn't even work their ass off. 5 fucking people. Good point.
Well, that's been our mini-sode.
How long did we go?
43 minutes.
Fuck yeah. All right. Well, good times. That was fun.
It was easy.
You really put me in a mood. So
yeah. That's what I bring to the table.
Hell yeah. Talk some shit. Yeah. Answered a question. Hit a topic. Topic, shit. Topic and shit kind of rhyme, right?
Kind of.
Talk some shit. Hit some topic. Shit. I was trying to freestyle. Should we?
Yeah, that's how we need to end every.
All right, I don't know how to fucking end this thing. Bye.
You're no artist. You obviously don't have the talent.
That's all.
You suck. You're no talent. If you really had talent, go practice.